The Art of Embroider Beyond Embroidery. Embroider Life. Thank you for your interest in this little film. It will explain how the artwork you are about to discover tells the story of peoples and nations, encourages the preservation of environment, ancestral memories, and the community traditions to which they belong. The different types of threads that compose the works present here reflect the artist's version of the universe in which he operates, sometimes realistically, others dreamlike. The artist intertwines tradition and modernity. There is no historical landmark of the emergence of the art of hand embroidery. However, evidence from prehistorical times shows the use of bones as needles and animal skins as tissue. It is evident that there is no continuous line connecting the Paleolithic period with the current concept of classical and contemporary embroidery. But there is one thing common in the art of embroidery, passed down from generation to generation until today. Generally speaking, the art of embroidery is learned early childhood, by observing elders. In this way, embroidery preserves the memories of a region or a group. However, it is not only a question of preserving a tradition, but above all, protect the families in great need with extremely low or no income. Telling stories is the essence of the art of embroidery. The embroidered tapestry of Bayeux, 19th century, an example of made from woolen and cotton threads on a 70-meter canvas. It illustrates the conquest of England. This is just one of many examples around the world demonstrating how embroidery conveys not only subtly but also stories whether lived or not. In general, the personalization of pieces is on the rise, and the embroidery can be applied by machine or by hand on clothes, linings, decorative objects, and adornments. It is important to mention here that all pieces exhibited on our collection were made exclusively by hand, in order to enhance human work and its unique touch. To embroider these pieces, the embroiderer used threads of different thickness and fabric like wool, lining, cotton, and silk. The needles can be chosen from different size and shape in a personal and intuitive way by each embroiderer, according to the effect of the pattern that they want to give to the piece. The most famous embroidery stitches are cross stitch, back stitch, broad stitch, front stitch, and chain stitch. The art of embroidering thoughts and feelings using threads passing thoughts through canvases retains specific tradition techniques and characteristics. Despite these new types of stitches, hues and dims reflect peculiarities and stand out. Encouraging the art of embroidery means perpetuating the culture passed down from generation to generation, orally through the actions and stories of the people. There are currently schools and institutions transmitting the art of embroidery to new generations, seeking a source of income and sustenance. These organizations are, for the most part, formed by embroiderers or traditional families from the region. Each river has its people, each people has its culture, each embroidery its story. For the culture of embroidery to continue to exist and provide for the needs of families, the pieces produced by embroiderers must reach the consumer's market. Our intention is to facilitate their access by creating the ideal conditions for dialogue between the finest of artists and the livelihood of embroiderers and their families.